Nice song. We're gonna kick things off on Whispers of Gold, a very important series for these two, because it's not just the money that is on the line here in the Big Brain Bouts. The winner of this series will also play in Home Story Cup 26, so I guess Naruto might be watching this as well. Or at least he might take a look at the VODs. It's going to be fun. Sep is a little bit hit or miss. I think maybe Mixu is a tiny bit more consistent. But obviously it is a new patch, it is new maps. I think Sep plays a tiny bit more than Mixu, who's also very, very into Deadlock. And Mixu is ridiculously good in Deadlock. It's going to be a fun series. The boys have vetoed. Sep is ready to play. Sep, of course, representing Team Roddy. Mixu, I guess the Berserker Esports closed their doors, right? So Mixu's currently without a team. They have done, it's Whispers of Gold, Data C, Lost and Found, Ultra Love and Leylines. So we get 3 of the new maps and 2 of the classic maps. And we are guaranteed to see the 2 classic maps. I know, Matt. I know. Mixu is what we would call a proper gamer. The man is good in Deadlock, good in Battle Aces, good in Stormgate, good in SC2. Very similar to our man Alex. Well, the SC2 part for Alex is lacking a little, but the other 3 he's pretty damn good in. Mixu was also very good in that other random RTS that Vardy and I covered once or twice. That was actually kind of good. It just had no players, and if a game is good but it has no players, yeah, it just kind of dies out. But some of you guys may remember me doing a tiny bit of Crossfire, and Mixu was actually very good in Crossfire too. Was immediately in the finals of some event, took 2nd place, won some prize money in a different tournament. Mixu is just a gamer, man. The man is a gamer, and he's damn good at it. Let's go ahead and hop into this very important best of 5, because once more, it's not just the prize money. The winner will also go to Home Story Cup 26. Damn it, console box, unbelievable. We never get lucky. I feel like I'm a little cursed lately, guys. Can we do it again? Uh-oh. 1-0 for Sep. If only it was that easy. Might just keep on happening, because I think whenever you host these modified versions, custom games, like I think there are a decent amount of console box, and they can be annoying, but I think sometimes you just have to take it and move on. It's a little bit distracting, but it doesn't change that much. And if people are unfamiliar with console box, it just means that the interface in the game looks different. And some of them are really out there, like the Warcraft 3 one, where you suddenly have a bunch of leaves because it's the Night Elf one, or the font looks very different, but obviously the game is the same. I feel like we might have another console bug. Do we? No? We're happy? Let's get it on!
Let's get it on!
Round 1, fight!
What if he just wanted to spawn at the bottom side of the map, guys? What if he has listened to the Roddy wisdom of all these years, saying that top spawn is better than bottom spawn? Well, he got it. The man hailing from Finland, the good in every single video game. This is Mixu. Maples vs Future just ended. A Future won 3-0. Top left side of Whispers of Gold. We are looking at the main base of our Czech Republican Protoss. He is going to go to Home Story Cup regardless, but of course he'd love to play in the Home Story Cup. Representing Team Roddy, Andre, Mixed Biscuits, B-Shark, this is sebesdes, and of course our man Jacob. Cannot forget the big Jacob, who I'm sure will be coming to Home Story Cup as well. And sit at the poker table for a couple hours, order a couple nuggets. Whispers of Gold is a map that I feel like should be fine for Protoss. I mean, sure, the 3rd base, 4th base is a little bit out there, but I don't think it's that bad. I really like this map. Out of all the new maps, this one may be my favorite. It just kind of feels good. It feels honest. I think there's many different ways to play, many ways to sneak some units to the other side of the map. It's just a good map of Starcraft. I'm a fan. What's your rationale for Zerg and Protoss? Well, my main rationale is not related to the race. It's just that I think it's easier to micro your units from the center to the bottom than from the center to the top. And if you spawn in the top side of the map, more often than not, this is the battle and this is your safety. So you have to make a lot of upwards movement, which I think is a lot more awkward than moving your units down. And there are some other things for Zerg, because like for instance for a Zerg, if you would spawn here, then your larva is here. If this is your natural, your larva is here, you build drones, they have to go around the hatch. While if you spawn here, your larva, pop, it's mining immediately. So it's a lot of little things. Does anyone know if the food is kind of vegetarian friendly at Home Story Cup? If you maybe, if you have the VIP package and you get food from Home Story Cup, then I do think they always have a vegan option, yes. Yeah, that has definitely been a thing, because quite a few of the players are vegetarian as well. Hearthstone indeed is one of them. I think there's a few more. If you don't have the VIP package, you're just coming as a fan, then you're gonna have to go out in Kraftfeld, and I'm sure there are some options. I think it's pretty popular within Germany. Zap his first adept. He's actually shading in pretty deep. The Zerglings are kind of on top of it. Obviously every single unit counts. This is a big series for these two gamers. Isn't ZG? I don't think Zombie Grub is, mate. I feel like I've had a lot of burgers in my life with Zombie Grub and nuggets. No. I know that Smix tried for a while, but then one night she got really hungry and she had pepperoni pizza, and I was like, I don't think that's how it works, Smix. She's like, I know, I'm the worst vegan ever. Or Vardy ordered nuggets right next to Smix, and she's like, I don't want to eat it, I just want to smell it. Give me one, I just want to smell a nugget. I was like, Smix. And we came to the conclusion that Smix is the worst vegan ever. I don't know, maybe she got better over the years, but she struggled back then at Katowice. 3-base setup over here for Sep as he opens up Oracle, second Oracle. The Oracle opening still very popular, even on the latest version of Starcraft 2. Even when Spore Crawlers basically one-shot these bad boys. The Protosses still love them Oracles. You have to be very careful here if you're Sep. No, this is not worth it. Like, I just don't like it already. I see it coming from a mile away. But this is just not worth it. Maybe in the past you could have gone in there when it's one queen, one spore, activate pulsar beam, get out. But I think on this version of StarCraft it is just not worth it. You barely kill anything, you take so much damage so quickly. And now you have to be very cautious with this Oracle for the rest of the game. To kill one drone, like, that doesn't make up for it. Mixu, by the way, guys, building a couple of roaches very early on, 5 minutes into the game. Here's Mixu going to Queen Ling Roach Walk over here. Almost what it feels like. Sep has obviously decided to take this base rather than this one. I don't know if that changes a whole lot. Roaches will morph into Ravagers. These adapts don't get anything done. What Sebesdes needs right now, guys, is static defenses. Indeed, cannons and batteries. And what I often mention, that I do really think is an underrated play, is that you still do something with your Stargate. Whether that's more additional oracles or if it's a void ray, but if you're ever floating money, please use your Stargate. And Mixu's army is so large, eh? This is what happens when, well, 5 drones have died in this game to the adepts and the attempts of the oracle, but Mixu's army is large. Our stasis trap is here though, both of them do get activated immediately. The cannons and batteries are going to come online. Oracles are not quite using pulsar beam yet. Sebesdes just waiting for a little more firepower. The cannons may actually make the difference here, as these links that are stuck are also blocking the queens a little bit. So that stasis trap is definitely buying time, as energy recharge got used on one of those shield batteries in the back. And now one of the cannons falls. Second cannon is obviously a sitting duck. It's not going to move. Where is that extra warp in? Can Sebesdes hold here? Blink is done. +1 is well on the way. All that Sebesdes needs to do is hold and keep this base alive. Losing a few workers is not bad. It's actually turning into one hell of a hold, man. I'm so impressed. He has handled this incredibly well. It's the cannons and the stasis trappies that keep Sebesdes alive here in game 1, as he's now going to pick off them queens off creep. Extra links show up. Energy recharge might be available again soon though. It's not quite Coco's overcharge. Takes a little while. But the stalker count at this point is high enough. This is where sebesdes should be able to just micro these stalkers one by one as a couple of the links go down to a corrosive bow. But that absolutely is a hold for the man from the Czech Republic. And a strong start to his best of 5 tonight. Mixu trying to bring some fire and fury in game 1 with a very aggressive build over a relatively low drone count. And did not work out. The creep spread is on point. This is more like the creep highway. I wouldn't even really call it creep spreading, because for instance this one has barely made any progress. It was just in one straight line to the other side of the map. I can guarantee you guys that Mixu is not happy with the start here to the best of 5. They did do a tiny bit of economic damage, and sebesdes is supply blocked. It's obviously hard for the stalkers to go too deep on creep. Without an observer, there are links looking for a run by perhaps. Oh no, Sep. The doors are wide open, the stalkers are on the other side of the map. This is where I would personally not hate a recall. Just recall those stalkers into your main place. He's still battling. Oh my god, he blinks forward on creep. This is incredibly risky. I mean, it might work out just because Mixu does not have enough units here, but this is one hell of a call. A secondary blink forward on top of the Ravager, on top of the Queen. sebesdes says, I don't care about your run dice. It's the hero approach. The door is wide open. And right when you commit into the run by, Seb blinks on top of your army on the other side of the map. And it turned out that was the correct call. The 3rd forward blink in a row. That's a man on a mission. That is a man who wants to win 100 buckies tonight in the Big Brain Bouts. And a man who wants to qualify for Home Story Cup 26. Mixu is running out of steam. Queens will not save the day. A drone is not going to save the day. That's the one elite for sebesdes. Well done. Honestly, very good hold. The stasis traps, even if they didn't look that impactful, I actually think they were massive. Because the links that were stuck in the stasis trap, they all blocked those slow-ass queens off creep from making it to the front lines. So, he bought a lot of time and then obviously used the batteries, used the cannons, used energy recharge. Just well done. A great game by the young man from the Czech Republic. Somebody in chat asked how old he is earlier. Sep is 19, I believe, but it could also just be 18. It's 18 or 19, I don't know. One of the two. Fiant will know. If Wikipedia says that he's 18, I'm sure he's 18. After this best of 5, of course, we have one more series, and that is Reynor versus MaxPax. I think that's one that a lot of you guys are looking forward to. And one that I'm absolutely looking forward to as well on this. What has been a pretty long Friday for me. I woke up very early because I had to renew my passport. Well, today was the day that I had my appointment. I don't really have any trips lined up, but you know, you don't want to find yourself in that situation where you suddenly get a great opportunity and then you look at your passport and it expires 4 months from now, and then you look at the country and it says that you need to have a passport that's valid for at least 6 more months, and then I'm screwed. So it was time. I think Reynor will play Zerg. I mean, I am not ever forcing Reynor to play something, but I think Reynor is realistic enough to know that he is not beating MaxPax with his Terran or his Protoss. Reynor said he was down for this series. I offered him different players as well, but Reynor said, no, give me Max, I'm ready. I was like, okay. So, I expect Reynor Zerg tonight. Anything other than his Zerg would honestly be a bit silly and crazy to me. But I cannot force the man. We live in a free world, and Reynor is a free boy. For the second time tonight, we will load into a classic. The classic that is a Data C. Console bug. You know, from here on out, guys, I'm just not gonna get myself excited anymore. Until a game actually goes, I won't say a word. 2-0. 3-0. Clean sweep. But after I woke up early for my passport appointment, I just started streaming because I wanted to play a little bit of Battle Oasis, and I did. And then I wanted to play a bit of Ranked Deadlock, which opens at 3 PM, and I did. Now we've been doing Starcraft for a while. Solid 8-hour stream on the Friday. Getting our numbers in for the month of November, guys. It's always good to get it out of the way early. When is the Christmas overlay coming? I do still have it, I think, on my desktop somewhere. But I can always ask Amir. He does great things, and I'm sure he can help me. Different spawn, guys. Look at that. He's happy.
Round 2. Fight!
Yeah, bottom left side of Data C. We are looking at the main base of the man who's not up 1-0. He is down 0-1. The Queen Ling Roach Ravager attack did not work out on Whispers of Gold. This is our finisher Zerg and Mixu. Our Lash player. One of the best Lash players that I have seen. Here comes the Mixu. He needs to power slam a little more if he wants to get the job done against this man. The 18-year-old kid from Team Roddy from the Czech Republic. This is sebesdes. Sometimes he will try to convince you guys that his name is not sebesdes, but is Seb or sebesdes, but it just doesn't sound right. It's definitely sebesdes. And if you ever run into the kid, let him know. sebesdes, it just sounds better. Hatch first for Mixu into an extractor, into a pool. Also, the Oracle's not getting crazy much done. It was 5 drones by the time that Mixu hit his attack. 5 really is not a crazy number for a man who took a lot of damage on 1 Oracle and obviously lost a few adepts as well. I'm a big fan of Christmas too. And this year it's gonna be so easy to ask for presents. Because there have been so many things that I've been looking at for a while that I couldn't get for myself. I've got a laundry list of wishes. It's gonna be the best Christmas in years. Last year was good. Year before was good. But this one will be cooking. I'm going all out. I hope my family saved up a lot. I know Vicky saved up. Vicky is rich. I'm teasing you. She's in the kitchen, guys. I'm just joking. Like what? Well, I've been collecting F1 cars for a while. I've got a whole bunch of them, but they have released so many cool new models. So I definitely like one of those. I think that's a good request. Other than that, there are some cool things you can do with the light strips of Philips behind your monitor. Vicky, I got Vicky recently a sick new monitor. And I wanted to see how much I would like it. And I really like it. So I think I want to get it for myself too. For Max, no Red Bull. Because I've got plenty of Red Bull cars. Can you show some? Technically you can see them. They're like right here. They're standing there. I mean I can bring one over. You can take a look at it. We can do it after the series. As for a seat. I have got not 1 but 2 Mercedes cars even. One of Lewis, one of George Russell. Not that biased. Most of them are Red Bull. I've got 1 Ferrari. And for Christmas, I don't know. Well, that's something else. Still an Oracle for Sep. And I guess we just have to accept that Oracle into Twilight is still going to be the most popular opening in this matchup. I'll be that honest, when I read the changes, when I went over it, not really what I expected. I thought we'd see a little bit less Oracle and maybe just more variation, more creativity, some gateway openings, a Robo, maybe just a lot of Twilight, every now and then a hidden Phoenix build. This kind of feels that the Protoss still just love them Oracles. I don't have a single McLaren, but there is one that I think is really nice. The special Monaco livery that they had. Maybe. It's just that I'm not the biggest McLaren fan right now. I've got some time to think about it. Christmas is like what, 7 weeks away? We've got so much time. Maybe some new Pokemon cards. Plenty of sets come out. I haven't been able to even keep up. To be fair, they do kind of overdo it. The Pulsar Beam gets activated. The drone gets picked off. Fourth base gets delayed for Mixu. Sep goes in real deep. That is ridiculous, no? The Oracle lives, but we have to ask ourselves to cast the question, at what cost? It is down to 6 HP, so at this point that's just a defensive Oracle that can help you out with Pulsar Beam against units that don't shoot up and a couple Stasis Trappies. Maybe the occasional Revelation when your shields are back. You're not gonna kill a whole lot of drones with these bad boys. If I look at these games, guys, I cannot imagine that we'll continue to see this many Oracle openings. The longer that Protoss players play on this patch, and the more comfortable they maybe get with something else, I think the less Oracles we see. A single Queen and a single Sport just deals so much freaking damage against them Oracles. All this effort for 2 drones. 6 in total. That's obviously slightly better. Took a lot of damage earlier, but +1 melee is indeed close to finishing up for Mixu has been pretty fond of the Dropalords play, and I think Data Sea is a map where you can absolutely make some Dropalord play possible. If you would have an Overlord here, morph it into a Dropalord, drop 8 links. Why not? As he takes control of the Zelnaga Watchtower in the bottom right side, the Baneling Nest goes down as well. The Dropalords are indeed morphing, but they are morphing at home. What is Mixu up to? The links with +1 melee find a couple of the Blink Stalkers that were out and about. Kind of feels that both of them want to be aggressive. I'm a bit confused about where Mixu is exactly heading. Almost feels that Mixu is just doing a few too many things through each other. I see roaches, I see missile attacks, I see a Baneling Nest finishing up, I see Dropalords on the way, and then I also see more drones on the way. MaxPax Reynor is indeed coming up after this. This is the 3rd out of 4 series. This is a very important one. MaxPax Reynor, of course, awesome. Incredibly high level Starcraft, and I'm really curious to see how it looks on this patch and on these maps. But the winner of Sep and Mixu will also go to Home Story Cup 26. They have both played in Home Story Cups already, but this one I would almost say it's a little more prestigious. Because the upcoming Home Story Cup, guys, it's stacked. Not all players have been announced yet. You guys will be very happy, I think, when they are. Mixu, his Dropalords have made it into the main base. Not one, but 2 of them. So 16 links get dropped into the main as the roaches and links are attacking the 3rd. Because we are playing on Europe, guys, there is no game heart, so I can't always see how many workers are dying, but I'll do my best to keep up. 4 probes so far and a bit of lost mining time. It's just a little bit of everything for the Mixu. He does have 82 workers now. Like, 82 workers obviously looks damn good. Well, I'm certain we have more Korean players than we had last time. The low HP Dropalord is gonna get picked up in a natural. Sep left a couple of Stalkers behind. Well done. Seems like the links here maybe morphed into Banelings. 7 probes in total. Mixu picked up 4 more Banelings. The Banelings have +1 melee. They do not have +2. Here come the first. No one saw that. Absolutely no one saw that. As a Dropalord with 4 Banelings is gonna try to go into the triangle base, but all the Stalkers are nearby. Sebesdes with an excellent blink shuts that down. Mixu tries to roll a couple of Banelings into this middle line, but so far the defense by Sebesdes is picture perfect. And even if the supply favors Mixu, I am starting to love this for the young man from the Czech Republic, as he's honestly playing a pretty damn clean series. Keeps all 4 bases alive, keeps the majority of his probes alive. Now hits us with the double robo. It's a little bit late maybe for that, but in cannons and batteries for days. We've got Storm, we've got Blinky Boys, we've got +2 finishing up. Mixu does have Hive. I'm a little concerned here, guys, for Mixu. The good news is that he's got Hive. Good news is Mixu has 82 drones. bad news is that he's just not really finding yet what he's looking for. Not just in this game, but not in the previous game either. And these oracles, even if they all took a lot of damage, sebesdes has done an excellent job in not being greedy with them, not getting carried away. He keeps them alive. Mixu tries to burst his way through the gateways here. We've got another 16 wing drop in the main. This time Seb is not ready. Mixu blows up a bunch of workers as well over here in the third. This fight is maybe not going all that hot, but the drop in the main is good. As the Lings have run down to the low ground. For a split second they left the natural, but they decided to come back. As Roaches and Lings now get on top of a couple of these cannons and pylons. It is becoming messy as a random Roach makes his way through the main base as well. I think Mixu got like a solid 20 workers there. 29 right now in total. Earlier it was just 7. That part is good. The floodgates are open. More banelings roll into a middle line. sebesdes paying attention. Should not lose too much. Mixu's everywhere. This time with just a couple of empty dropoloids, but Mixu also surrounds an immortal. Gets that one quickly. Energy recharge gets used, but it's not quite as intimidating as overcharge. So Mixu can just continue to pile on the aggression. And there are Protoss units, but sebesdes is having a hard time dealing with just the incredibly swarmy playstyle of Mixu here. This is very cool Zerg aggression with a lot of the dropoloids and a lot of beautiful rotations with the Lings and the Roaches between the third base and the fourth base. Well done, Mixu's playing strong here. Very solid pace, and it just kind of feels that Seb, who had a really good setup, who was absolutely looking strong in this game, is now having a bit of a hard time keeping up with the speed and the intensity that Mixu is throwing at him, as Mixu will not slow down. Continues to be aggressive with the dropalord. Game obviously not over yet, guys. If sebesdes can stabilize, if he can keep some robo units alive, a few more High Templars, he absolutely has a shot. And you'd almost wonder, right, wouldn't it have been worth it for sebesdes to have like a single Void Ray just to deal with all these dropalords, or a single Phoenix on top of these dropalords? Well, I feel like that would have made life a whole lot easier. Mixu here is a Lorcadan is about to finish up, as he's getting a Nidus network as well. The Roaches do eat a bit of a storm. There are a couple Zealots being warped into this base. All of these Roaches obviously are stuck. There's no way home for them, but look at the minimap everywhere we look. Mixu is smothering sebesdes. He's all over him, and that is a lot of workers going down. Make a Mixu. Why? Why? Blue balls, Mixu. You had everything there. Why don't you want to give us the explosions that we look for? I don't know. Maybe he was looking elsewhere. sebesdes killing one of his own stalkers there with a storm. That is perhaps not the best way to do it. Oh, man, that actually can turn out to be a very costly mistake, guys. Because if Mixu would have killed like 15 workers there, I would say, yeah, all of this is fine. Sure, his supply is not that high anymore. But he didn't kill all these workers. Lost the banelings in the end for not a whole lot. No, Seb is close. So maybe finally creating a little bit of breathing room for himself. If he gets on top of the first Nidus, that is obviously big as well. This Nidus will get denied in the corner of the main. Second one goes up on the left side of this 12 o'clock base. Will sebesdes find it? Does he see it? As Mixu is not happy with the 79 drones he's currently on. Makes it 86. Nidus goes up in the center. Second attempt for a Nidus in the main base gets shot down. sebesdes doing a good job in leaving a couple of units behind to deal with this. Zerglings looking for a little run by. Mixu gets on top of a little Stalker High Templar army, and sebesdes not paying attention there, so he loses some of these expensive gas units. Kind of feels that the storm count at the moment overall a little bit low. We've got 6 High Templars. They should have storms somewhere. Reynor was joking earlier saying that this is hell for the Zerg, but at this point it is actually kind of becoming hell. As sebesdes is playing City of Tempest over here. That's what it is, guys. This is kind of defending. Now this is a good fight for Mixu because there's no detection here for Seb. But if that Immortal count goes up and the High Templar count goes up, it does become hell. But now Mixu has found the position that he is looking for. This was hard. Getting these lurkers up the ramp, that's supposed to be the real challenge. But because Seb had no detection, it was doable. This simulator is praying for a couple banelings. With Mixu temporarily unburrowed everything, a few big storms land on all the lurkers. Immortals are doing their thing. Hydra soaking up a couple shots. I mean, Seb will win the battle, perhaps, barely, not even, but he is losing the war, and he definitely knows that. There's only one immortal remains, a couple of lurkers even left behind on the right side, and after 15 minutes of what just felt, that was a tornado of Zerg aggression. It is Mixu who ties things up. Honestly, very strong game by Mixu. I feel like you can really see that if he is feeling it, the kid is fast, man. I feel like in the past sometimes, like, yeah, Mixu, obviously we knew he could build a lot of workers and a big army and go for it, but I feel like these days Mixu's multitasking is just on point in these games, that he's feeling it. And yeah, I think what Seb needs there, I think it's very underrated. If you open up with a Stargate and you see that your opponent is so keen on drop-a-lord play, get one flying unit, whether it's a Void Ray or a Phoenix, it doesn't matter, but just one thing to make your life a little bit easier against all these drop-a-lords. A bit of a useful scout as well, and it does mess up your control groups perhaps a tiny bit if you F2 a lot, but I still think it's worth it. Means we're all tied up after 2. And game 3, guys, will also be played on a classic of a map. The map that Reynor, when he was still young and still sweet, I know that feels like ages ago, but it did happen, played one of the best games of Starcraft 2 in history against Classic in the GSL Code S. And because of that, I will always have fond memories of this map. Lost and Found. I think it's good. I'm sure a lot of you guys will remember it and also think it's a great map. What a classic. What a classic. No pun intended. Console, right? No console bug? Sick.
Round 3.
Fight.
Spawns at the bottom, no console bug. In the bottom left side of Lost and Found, we are looking at the main base of our Finnish Zerg, who I believe is currently teamless after Berserker Esports closed their doors. This is Mixu. Very strong second game. In the top right side of Lost and Found, we are looking at the main base of the young men from the Czech Republic representing Team Roddy. Big shout out to Jacob and Andre. This is sebesdes. I think Seb was probably too young to play a whole lot on this map. Maybe he did a couple games on it. I think Mixu was probably around, grinded some ladder. Very cool, by the way, that we even have the Esports World Cup branding. I wonder how that mod works, how it always finds the right spots for that. Huh. Honestly, they should bring this map back for the Esports World Cup 2025. When it's Coda and Echo, I was very close to selecting, not... Wait, which one is which? Coda is a bit like Dragon Skills, right? Yeah. I was close to selecting Coda, but then I went for Dragon Skills instead. And I was thinking of Echo, but I think Echo is kind of a bad map, even though I have good memories of it. But I don't think that Echo really works for modern StarCraft 2. I don't know what City of Tempest is. I want to see it. What is the main objective of City of Tempest? Does everybody get a Tempest and you just fly around and you shoot at things? Or what do you do? I need to learn. It's a MOBA? A MOBA within StarCraft 2? I mean, I already found the MOBA that I love right now, mate. It's like League, but it's really simple to understand. Alright. For every game of Deadlock that you play with me, I'll play one game of City of Tempest. I can play Sona. Sick. My Sona was very good. Just healing everybody. Straight into gold, baby. I played League for 1 month in my life, and I'm in the same league as Reynor, who's been grinding for 7 years. That really goes to show how good my Sona was, baby. Got it. I got a thumbs up from everybody. I was just healing. Healing left, right, and center. No shot? I mean, what can I say, man? This is very good in MOBAs. Sounds really good. Reynor's Golden League on a good day. If he's on the win streak and the stars align, the boys go. Oh, Region saving Mixu there, by the way, guys. Drone Region, one hell of a drug, saves it. Unlucky for sebesdes there, but overall pretty clean adept movement. Hasn't lost any yet. Gets a tiny scout off, got a couple Zerglings, gets a drone. Did it hurt your face, rolling it on the keyboard for the optimal Soda gameplay? Oh man, that was just really good. I was also very good in the RotterdaM. It's just like you spawn mid, pop, 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 pop. Or that league mode where everybody fights in the center. There's 5 against 5 in a straight line. I was very good in that. That's how I unlocked my ladder, because I couldn't be bothered to grind all that XP to finally play the ranked ladder. Was it ARAM? I did that a whole bunch. I thought it was RotterdaM is the Dota match, I guess. That's the death match. Wait, RotterdaM is the thing in Dota. I can guarantee you that RotterdaM is the thing. It's all random deathmatch in Dota, where you spawn with a hero and then if you die you get a different hero. Maybe in the league one was different. Whatever. Anyway guys, focus on Mixu, as we have our traditional PvZ opening. By the way, I did not remember this map being so large. It is a very good map obviously, but in my mind it was a little bit closer than a little bit smaller than this. Yeah, I know what you guys are talking about. I was just talking about two different things. I did that league thing a lot to grind my XP so I could unlock my placement matches. And basically the day that I quit Dota was the day that I completed an RotterdaM match in Dota, where I think I got Chaos Knight as my first hero, which was one of my best. And I think I went like 24-0 and I finished the entire game with the hero that I started with. In a weird way, that was always my goal, and I finally did it after hundreds of games. And at that point I quit Dota. I was like, I'm done. Basically 1 TI at this point. I just smacked everybody. Of course there were regrets. If I would have kept playing I would have been so good, but I honestly I quit at my peak. I was like, that's the best game of RotterdaM that I'll ever play. It will never get better. I'm done. Then play some Starcraft again. And that's what I did. 8 years ago or something. Maybe almost 10 years, who knows. What's my ultimate goal in SC2 that would make you quit? It's hard to say, it's very different. As we have Zerglings on top of a lot of probes. And Seb was a little bit late maybe with that blink. Perhaps he thought it was all gonna be okay, but yeah, those links, they definitely meant business. Mixu loses a lot of them, but he kills 12 workers. I don't think it would be similar, because like Starcraft is the main game, right? So it's hard to quit your main game. Road speed feels a little bit late now. But Dota, when I was playing a lot of Dota, Dota was not my main game. Dota was my side game. Starcraft was still the main game. This was when I lived in Rancho Cucamonga. It's because of the Red Bull series. They had a bunch of Dota events and I was just getting excited and I really got addicted again. But at that point, like, it was never my main priority. Even when I played many hours of Dota a day, I'd still play Starcraft. Mixu again with a couple drop lords on the menu. 28 links plus 1 melee finishing up. This is just the way that Mixu likes to play this matchup at the moment. Sep should be maybe a little bit easier now to defend over here. I feel like overall the map is a bit larger. I think he's got more time. It should be more doable if he takes this one as his fourth rather than the low ground. You have some rocks. I don't know if I would have taken this base, but it's okay. Whatever makes the man happy. sebesdes is moving out. Makes a blink forward. Gets on top of a queen. Might get the second queen as well. As Mixu gets a cancel on the third. But if sebesdes can kill this hatch and get out of here, He'd be obviously happy. There's a stasis trap here. Oh, he moved back to kill that Zergling, to bait the roaches into the stasis trap, but in the end it's still just a single link that activates the stasis. And he blinked. Blink is now on cooldown, and that hurts. Oh, I love the attempt there. Potential great place for sebesdes, as we have Drop Lord action in the natural. Here are the Zerglings of Mixu. We have a Drop Lord heading into the main base, and this is hell for the Protoss, guys. If you're trying to micro a couple stalkers out and about on the map, and there are links in your natural, in your main, your third base is going to be attacked. It really doesn't get any worse than this. Sep is floating a lot of money. Mixu's floating a bit of money, but who cares? Mixu's finding all the damage, and sebesdes is not. What could have been a great play for Sep turned into a bit of a disaster. I love what he tried to do here. Move the stalkers forward, body block the link, protect the stasis, hope that the roaches would walk into it. It just didn't happen. And Mixu obviously saw that his opponent was out there on the map. And if you're that far out of position, yeah, Drop Lords, they can be devastating. Mixu and the Drop Lord action, it continues to be a theme on this stream. And I really like it. I think this is kind of where Mixu excels as well. He's not a very slow and steady player. Mixu is a proper Zergy, a man that can be swarmy, can make a lot of units, and he's fast. And if you are fast, you want to get value out of all that speed. And that, ooh, what a save by Sep, 7 HP on that pylon. Can the Lynx get it? Are they morph into Banelings? What? I don't know if Sep has seen it. Wait, 2 Zerglings snipe the pylon! Mixu! Pylon lives! The Banelings that no, pylon still live! Oh my goodness, this is the most I've ever been invested in the life of a pylon. The pylon lives. Obviously, like memes aside, a lot of time goes by right now, and that gives sebesdes some time to perhaps find a place that he's happy with in this game where he can stabilize. Doesn't mean that the game suddenly looks good for him, because he's hard stuck on 3 bases. He doesn't have a 4th. The work account is hurting. But at least he's rebuilding something that actually resembles an army rather than 4 stalkers. This Drop Lord gets denied as well. Sep finds back-to-back victories. That is 8 Zerglings going down inside of a Drop Lord. And suddenly, you're like, is sebesdes allowed to dream? Can he still make something out of this? God, oh man, that is just an invasion. There are lurkers in the mix here as well. It's lurkers, it's hydras, it's more hydras, and now maybe a couple Zerglings to fill it up. As the Zerglings look for a cancel on the 4th base, that's not going to work. This is such an important drop, by the way, for Mixu. Because if this drop gets denied, then we are entering hashtag hell for the Zerg territory. Mixu is the OG creator of that saying, of that sentence. Here come 5 Drop Lords. Straight out of the Nerd Show era, but not just roaches and hydras, it's lurkers, and this is where it hurts so much. There are 3 oracles for detection, no observers. The stalkers, obviously, they don't stand a chance. sebesdes is kind of getting close off his own natural. He might actually have to kill his own cybernetics core at this point. And I know that would suck, because that means that he can't build any stalkers for a while, but he's having such a hard time getting on top of the lurkers. As the lurkers of Mixu have gone full send at his base at 12 o'clock. And it's the finisher Zerg after 12 minutes with the Drop Lords once more. Takes the lead. And it's very important, a best of 5. The winner of this one qualifies for Homestory Cup 26. And obviously gets $100 by Basilisk. sebesdes struggling a little bit. It's not just that he's having a hard time dealing with the Drop Lords. It's almost like he's not really thinking about it. And if you're so far out of position with the Blink Stalkers and your Oracles, yeah, to then deal with suddenly Lingsy and natural Lingsy in main base, it's too much. That's almost impossible to recover from. Of course, towards the end, yeah, I mean, the 5 Drop Lords, they hurt bad. Maybe if he would have seen that coming, if he snipes them, he's definitely back in the game. If he sees it coming and he's got units in position, then perhaps he just has a better answer for it. Mixu is playing well, man. I've really enjoyed. I feel that Mixu has made great progress as a StarCraft 2 player. And it's kind of sad that it happened in the year 2024 after Esports World Cup. It's all quiet, not too many tournaments at the moment to look forward to, but Mixu's gotten better. Seen some really great stuff of him, especially in ZVP. Maybe in some of the other matchups he can still struggle, but I'm enjoying the pace that Mixu is pushing in a lot of these games. It just feels quicker to me. Game 4 will be played on one of the new maps. It will be played on Ultra Love. As we are getting closer and closer, of course, to the main event of the night. MaxPax versus Reynor, best of 5 on the new maps, on the basically PTR, but then not quite PTR. Because we're just hosting a custom version. It does mean that we will not have game heart in the games, but I think if that means that Reynor can play his best Starcraft, MaxPax can play his best Starcraft, it's probably slightly more important than a couple graphs. And if you guys are curious about how many workers ever died, just let me know. Game 4. This man is on match point.
Round 4.
Fight.
Top right side, the Finnish Zerg, who has really made great progress over the last few months. And is now one map away from qualifying for Homestead Cup 26. Naruto asked me, who should I invite? Should it be sebesdes or should it be this man? I said, I don't want to choose. Let them play for it. This is Mixu. 0 right now, mate. I know that much. In the bottom left side of Ultra Love, we are looking at the main base of our 18-year-old Protoss from the Czech Republic. I believe he's coming to a Homestead Cup regardless, but of course he'd love to play in this Homestead Cup as well. Representing Team Roddy, this is sebesdes. The man who took the 1-0 lead with that great hold at the third. Struggling a bit with the drop lords in Game 2 and Game 3. Will there be more Oracle openings, or are we going to switch it up a little bit? On this beautiful Friday night, I hope you guys have had some fun. I know we had some downtime and some tech issues once more, but I still think it's been a pretty fun day. Actually been a very fun day. And perhaps the best is still to come. So I'm happy. I hope you guys are happy too. Nexus is going down on the other side of the map. Except now waiting for the 150 minerals to warp in his cybernetic score. And will it be Stargate again? Or do we have something else that we believe in? I said the same thing, Dr. Jit. I feel like that's one thing I'd love to see. I'm obviously not going to whisper sebesdes in the middle of the series because I am neutral. I don't want to have any impact on how these games go, but yeah, after the series, or if I have a chance to talk to him at Homestead Cup, I'll definitely mention this. Where if you feel that you're close to stabilizing, you've got a bit of money in the bank, one Void Ray, one Phoenix, just to get on top of these drop lords and put some pressure on them, make it harder for the Zergs to pull off the drops over and over again. I think it would go a long way. Why not, right? It's obviously a map where you could have a lot of drop lord play too. For the 4th time in this best of 5, it is going to be Stargate first for Sep. I'm still a believer that a couple months from now, if a lot of the things stay the way they currently are on this version of the PTR, I think we'll see some different openings. I don't think it always has to be Oracle. I have a Team Liquid account, but if you're asking me to put it on the calendar, I don't have the power to do that. Oh, the Adept gets rounded and the Adept gets killed. It was so close to actually having the Shade finish up. Poor Sep. Poor Sep. As Mixu is making a lot of links with a relatively early evolution chamber, perhaps feeling that this would be the kind of game where you can actually get a cancel, or perhaps back-to-back cancels on a third base of the Protoss. Isn't the Oracle even strong enough? I think the Oracle is weaker. I think it's stronger defensively, but it's a lot weaker offensively, and I think the main reason why we made Oracles was to slow the Zerg down on the other side of the map, as Sep did not expect this many freaking Zerglings. The Nexus gets cancelled, the Adept dies obviously immediately, but at least the Oracle finds a bit of damage. Please save it. No, not like this. Sep. This is where the young man is struggling, as Mixu has a silly amount of Zerglings. I don't really know what I'm looking at. It's all 27 drones, even kills the Stalker. But he's not going to get into the natural. But you could use, this is where you could use energy recharge, for instance. Like, you can use it defensively, activate Pulsar Beam, and if you ever run out of energy, you use energy recharge. But since the Spore Crawler deals so much damage, I think overall Oracle openings got weaker. It is safer defensively, but I think it got weaker. I think a lot of the Protosses would agree. Ooh, that's a kill on the pylon as well. No cancel on that pylon means 100 minerals down the drain rather than 25. Obviously that does not help. Now Mixu did make a crazy amount of Zerglings. This is a bit of a unique game. I'm curious what you guys think about it. Because you would think that it should look so good for Mixu, right? Because he killed that first Adept, he killed the second Adept, he killed this Stalker, but I don't know if it really looks that good. I don't know if I would love it if I was Mixu. Made a lot of links, which meant he had a low drone count. Ended up losing 8 drones in total here. Spore Crawler count only 2 this time. No Spore yet. Well, we didn't really like it for Mixu before. We definitely don't like it now, as the man from the Czech Republic shows up with 2 Oracles, finds the mineral line without his Spore Crawler, activates Pulsar Beam. Bam, bam, bam. Now a couple of Adepts are showing up. Ooh, great save on that one. This is starting to feel like in game 5. Could it be our first game 5 of the night? In a very important series where the guys are not just playing for the $100 to win this series, provided of course by Basilisk, or the 25 for just playing it. But the winner will also be able to play at Homestory Cup 26. Coming up, by the way, at the end of this month, in case you guys don't know, !HSC. Lineup I think is the best that I've seen in a long time. I'm excited for it. Overall, I look forward to spending a weekend with a lot of you. And let's see if I can find a couple of these balance winners too. It's gonna be fun. We'll have some non-stop discussion over balance, guys. There's 2 more Oracles show up in the next row. Activate Pulsar Beam. Poor Mixu. Sorry, he's got 4 Spore Crawlers, but not a single one here. Ay. Had 1 at the third, had 1 on the low ground, 1 in the main, 1 at the triangle base. No Spore in the natural. Mixu's taking a real beating here. 4 Spores. And yet the man has lost 32 drones. Of course, let that happen in the one game where I say that Oracles got a lot worse offensively. Now in my defense, guys, this game was different. It started off with all the links obviously that Mixu made, and then he skipped the Spore and yada yada yada. Great little Zergling run by here, and Sep is gonna react to it with a recall. But why don't we move our probes? Sebesdes, what am I looking at, my friend? Oh, there are Zerglings in the natural as well. That's what we are looking at. Zerglings into the main base. Ay. Just when you think Mixu is down and out, he gets on top of 2 mineral lines, even sneaks a couple of links into the main base, and Sep is taking way more damage than he ever should have taken. Mixu is not even done yet. Oh, unbelievable. From like 1 to 20 probes, just like that. Energy recharge gets used on one of the Oracles there. Activate Pulsar Beam. These links of course have +1 melee. Well, so much for game 5. It's still, I don't think that bad for Sep. It's kind of bad, but it's not that bad. He's got a decent army. He's getting double Robo with the Robo Bay. We can make Colossus. I know, hacker stuff, but that doesn't mean that I was wrong. We still have not rewalled. These links, they mean business. Sep really has to respect these links a little bit more than he's doing so far. +1 melee Zerglings, don't mess around. Oh no. A young man from the Czech Republic is having a very, very hard time keeping it together, as Mixu is just creating chaos. Full mayhem across 2-3 different locations. Sep handling this one pretty well. He's going to lose a pylon in the main, but that's okay. Losing a pylon, it's annoying. It's going to slow you down a little bit, but what you don't want to see, guys, is links attacking probes and the probes not moving for so long. That's really painful. Oh my god, Mixu has so many Zerglings. 61 links in this 9-minute game. As he is looking for another surround on them Blinky boys. Has already lost 115 links. This man is producing now close to 200 Zerglings in a 10-minute game. It's pretty wild. The Zergling is back on the menu and it just continues to find pretty decent fights against these probes, against these stalkers. Mixu now obviously chilling on 5 bases, guys. But it is 5 base lair. And now that Seb has double robe and a robo bay. If Mixu gets hive tech, gets a couple vipers out, I think this game is a wrap. If Mixu wants to finish this with lair attack, I actually believe that sebesdes still wins this game as long as he doesn't lose his oracles randomly or does something silly. But this might be a hot take, but I'll gladly be a 3-base Protoss with +2 and double robo bay Colossus against 5-base lair attack Hydra Link. I'll be the 3-base Protoss all day, every day. You do not have to be Hero in his prime or MaxPax to take good fights here. Now Mixu is gonna get a lurker then, but these would be lair attack lurkers, and they are not that scary. This is the building obviously that he really needs. The infestation pit has been slapped down. And that means that from that point on, Seb is gonna be on a time. Because as good as the Stalkers and Colossus are against lair attack Zerg, it's not really going to get the job done against hive tech Zerg. With lurkers, the hive tech lurker upgrades, and of course Vipers in the mix. Dropper is being morphed as well for Mixu. Where does he have his little Dropper? Okay, he doesn't have he doesn't have speed yet. That's gonna take a while, guys. One hell of a drop by Mixu. Eventually, this Dropper is gonna grow up and is going to accomplish great things in the bottom side of the map, but that's gonna take a while. sebesdes is here, and he doesn't want to wait for hive tech to be done. He doesn't want to wait until all these lurkers are done. There are 7 lurkers morphing. Don't forget, these lurkers will not have range or speed. Just lair attack lurkers. No seismic spines available on lair attack. No adaptive talents available on lair attack. I drop a lord, by the way, guys. It's making some progress. Mixu tries to jump on this army. Oh my god, he gets the surround with some Hydras, with some spines. In the end, the Colossus and Archons melt the army. But that was about as good of a fight as Mixu was ever going to take here. 2 more lurkers come in from the left side. They get a couple of shots off as well. What a fight by Mixu. With a lot of Zerglings and a lot of Hydras, he takes one hell of a fight. A fight that sebesdes never ever expected Mixu to take. And that's why he was AFK with the War Prism and AFK with the Oracles. A Dropper has made it to the bottom side of the map. Hive tech is done. Mixu obviously did end up losing a base, ended up losing a whole bunch of drones, but he did end up losing this base too. 13 minutes into Ultra Love. And it's honestly pretty chaotic. Cannon battery over here at the 4th base for Sep. Is this Hydra Dash? What is this? We got Hydra Dash on the production tab. Stasis Trap he is here. He's gonna trap a couple Zerglings, a few more Zerglings. Revelation lands on Love the Hydra. I don't know if Sep can run into this army though. Those spiky boys, once they are burrowed, they mean business. The Seismic Spines is about to finish up. We do have a little Zealot counter by Sep. Mixu does not have the Dream Zerg economy, but it is, I want to say, good enough to maybe kill the 4th base. But sebesdes believes that the best defense is offense. He is not even going to defend his 4th base. Mixu, his Dropper Lord. Overlord speed is done. 1 lurker in the natural. 1 lurker is maybe going to get here in range of the 3rd base. There's so many probes here. Seb needs to focus on the defense now. You don't win these games if you do not clean up invisible units at home. He has cleaned up the lurker in the natural. Single revelation, Sep. He is busy storming his own Zealot. We think that could wait. Ah, sick little pickup here by Mixu. There's still left 1 lurk. No! There's still 1 lurker there left behind from earlier. Triple Stalker is gonna one-shot his own probe. I don't know why sebesdes said F that probe in particular. doesn't win this fight either. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oracle helps out with Pulsar Beam. That's a lot of Hydras. We could have really used a couple of these Colossus. This Hydra Dash gets used. There are a couple storms that are going to push these Hydras away, but I think it's the Lorcas in particular that make this so scary for sebesdes. Sebesdes does not have the right amount of Archons, does not have storms. Hydra dashing on top of the High Templars, and it is Mixu who wins this one. 3-1. It is Mixu who walks away with $100. And it is Mixu who is now an official player at Home Story Cup 26. And if Mixu is going to show us some of this and then some, I'll be very happy to watch Mixu's games over in Krefeld at the end of this month. Well done, well deserved victory I think in the end. Mixu's multitasking looking good. Got himself in a very problematic spot there in the beginning of game 4. It honestly looked like hell. But that fight that he took with the Zerglings and the Hydras and the Spine helping out, that was good. That was very good for Sep. I mean, hopefully he will still have a great weekend. I look forward to seeing him in Krefeld. We'll have some fun. We'll have some drinks. What is it? I'm distracted by the message Maples, but I guess that wasn't for me. Yeah, well, we'll make it a great time for Sep. Win or lose, we're gonna have fun in Krefeld. And that means that Mixu is qualified. Mixu is happy. Well, we got one more series. The series that all of you guys are very excited for. MaxPax versus Reynor is coming up next. It should start in give or take 5 minutes. 70% of y'all believed in Mixu. And Mixu did get it done. But I really wonder what you guys vote for here. For the first time ever on these maps. And on this version of Starcraft, we get to see Reynor duke it out with MaxPax. The winner gets $150. The loser will get 50. Reynor versus MaxPax. Best of 5 BBB main event. Number 75, guys. Anniversary edition. Some love for Basilisk one time. Don't they deserve it? Give them some love on the socials. The YouTube channel. The Twitter, guys. It's $500 a week that Basilisk gives out. They've now done it 75 times. And I'm not even talking about the bigger 2500 version. We'll do it like this. The Basilisk Reynor, Ita, Z, Psy Storm, MaxPax, Danish P. I asked MaxPax and he said, yep, I'd like to play Reynor. I asked Reynor and he said, you can give me anybody. I'm not afraid. I was like, okay. Look at our little league champ. He is not afraid. I'm very excited for this, guys. I hope you guys look forward to it. I hope the games will be awesome. Congrats to Mixu. Well done, mate. See you in Krefeld. I'm going to go ahead and take a tiny break. And by the time that I come back, we get ready for Reynor versus MaxPax. I'll see you guys soon.